You're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Today's show is a mailbag. We answer any and all questions within reason that come in on our Dallas Cowboys Report live stream. We have to mention the within reason because stuff can get weird sometimes if that's not the route things end up going. So before we get into the questions, we've got some super thanks to get to as well. First up from William Reynolds, he says, thanks. It's a $10 super thanks, by the way. Win, lose, or tie, I'm a Cowboys fan till I die. When I die, bury me in the Arctic Whites with a Tom Landry fedora hat. Yes, the refs will flag me, but at least they come to see me. He then asked what your favorite Cowboys player is and the favorite team. Cowboys player all time for me is Deion Sanders. Favorite teams, I have fond memories of the 2006 and 2016 versions because they were one bad play away and maybe some bad officiating in one of them from really making a nice run. From Billy Madison. Real name. Thank you, Billy. He just says, go Cowboys, a $2 super thanks. Thank you very much, my friend, on that one. As a reminder, super thanks are awesome. It's a way for you guys to donate outside of the live show. In the past, you could only donate money via live shows. Now you're able to do it as part of on-demand videos. So if you see a message, if you want something to donate, we appreciate that, guys. Click donate, or click the thanks icon, Put in whatever message you want, any amount you want. If you super thanks, we promise we will give you a shout out as well. A $5 super thanks now from Tyler Parrott. If we miss the playoffs this year, should we rebuild or significantly retool this team, given an aging offensive line, moving on from Zeke, and after paying our young core? I think that process is kind of already in the mix. Where you moved on from guys like Amari Cooper, from Lyle Collins, right? Notable names. You are probably going to move on from Tyron Smith next year, from Zeke Elliott, and that is the beginning of a fairly significant change that's come for the Cowboys. Now, I think a lot of it depends on what your young core is. As long as you're keeping Dak, I think retool is a better phrase than rebuild, but that is the route I think they're starting to approach, given that your head coach next year might be very different. From Adam Ward, Cowboys crack open another beer, double fist them. Okay. Do you see any trades coming for the Cowboys? Look, we'll see what happens as the week goes on. Cool. Steven likes to say, hey, we're always in the market for moves and whatnot. Give him a chance, but it's not going to be this way. It's not going to be a major splashy move. It would be more of a under-the-radar backup style move. Elijah Williams says put Micah at left tackle and bring back the mac and cheese ice cream. We're out of the mac and cheese ice cream. It has all been consumed. Maybe we can bring it back in the near future. If I'm putting Micah anywhere on offense, it might be running back. I think he'd be actually a really good back lined up there for the Cowboys. From Buck, how hot is Mike McCarthy's seat right now? To be blunt, I think very hot. I think he is very much in a position of, if he does not win, if he does not have success, he's going to get fired. The Cowboys have Dan Quinn lurking. Sean Payton, of course, has been linking forever at this point. I would not be surprised if McCarthy ends up getting fired. It is go win a bunch of games with this roster as constructed, or we're going to find somebody else instead. So what do you think actually ends up happening? Prediction time here. Will Mike McCarthy be fired this year? Type in Y for yes or type in N for no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if an ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. The Pond 6 Show. I believe the Cowboys should run the ball with Zeke early in the year so the offensive line can build confidence and play better. Your thoughts? My concern with this approach is, I'll go overall offensive mindset here. Here's what I'm worried about for the Cowboys offense. They're going to try to really run the football early on, and it's going to be not great because they could not run the football last year. And what they'll end up doing is finding themselves in a bunch of 3rd and 5s and 3rd and 4s and 3rd and 6s and hope their quarterback converts an obscenely high near league rate of them. Like the good offenses on 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5-ishes, they're converting like 60%. So do you want to punt on 40% of your drives? If that's the route you're going? I don't think they're going to take any shots deep downfield. I think the offensive play calling is going to be scared of it. What I would hope is we get more of that Week 1 Bucs offense from last year, where they didn't try to run the football that well, but they ran a bunch of quick short passes, got the ball on their playmakers, and tried to create some better plays. I'm just worried, especially early on this year with some good run defenses you're going to face, that if you try to run the football and build confidence, you actually don't run the football well, and now you're in a position where you don't have confidence or success on the O-line. I think they will try that. I'm a bit worried about the end result in that. I hope they run the football better when dared, because they could not do it at all last year. Now, the Cowboys Report is also on Rumble. Free, uncensored content every single day. We have the sports. We've also got news and politics, tech and business, if you care about any of that. We are trying to grow to platforms that you guys used. So give us a follow, rumble.com/CowboysTV. From Pigpen, what do you think about Tyler Coyle? Can he make it over Marquise Bell? He brings speed and good route timing to the table, better than Bell. Bottoms up. I like Marquise Bell more than Tyler Coyle. I like Bell closer to the line of scrimmage, Coyle more back deep. I am not confident in Coyle this year in terms of making a big impact on defense, but I think he'll be around next year. He can be an up-and-down practice squad guy, roster back. I think a roster guy is needed. I think next year he's going to have an even better chance to make the 53. He told me how to pronounce it earlier. I think it's G sound, but I remember he gave me the pronunciation, now I forget, so I'm really sorry, my friend. Cheers to you. Bummed by Tyron, but how many teams' offensive lines are better? I think they're league-ish average. The issue is you got worse on the offensive line before your Tyron Smith injury, and now you're in an even less ideal space. So for a team that really preaches offensive line play, don't have a good O-line is kind of troubling from that standpoint. There are definitely worse teams, but the days of perfect, great top 5 offensive line, they've been dead for more than just this year. From, again, I hope it's G-Sound. I'm going to feel like a jerk if I don't say it right. Appreciate you, Tom. All the best to you and the family. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate every person watching here on the Cowboys Report. From Toxic Tom Downey burner account. So we brought back a staff that had a loaded roster and couldn't win a wild card game. So we gave them less talent and expect better results. Illogical. It is illogical if you think they are all in on winning right now. They are not. Now, last year you weren't that far away from making a run, right? You lost barely to the Niners, who barely lost to the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and who barely beat the Bengals. You were in position to find a way to make a push. You didn't pull it off in the end. This team's mindset is, whether it is fair or not, it's not, hey, we're close. We think we'll be a playoff team. If we are, maybe we can make that run, get in the dance, get lucky, see what happens. We'll be a playoff contender all year long. If not, well, then Mike McCarthy ain't the guy. They are not all in and committed to this current team, both coaching staff and roster, as it is constructed. Now, if you love the Dallas Cowboys, subscribe. Only for true Cowboys fans. We are not including the fake Cowboys fans, the Eagles fans. Looking at you, Jeremy. MG. Only subscribe if you are a true Cowboys fan who wants what's best in the end for Dallas. $5 super chat from Tyler. Thank you, my friend. When does Jerry Jones finally step down? Good question. In terms of all the way down, I think when he passes away. In terms of giving over power to others, he's already ceded a tremendous amount of power at this point to Stephen Jones, which is, maybe not the best thing in the end. From Annie, is Tyron Smith done after this year? He might be. I have said before, I thought this was probably Tyron Smith's last year. The Cowboys have an out in his contract. You throw in the injury now as well. I just think it's pretty unlikely that he ends up finding a way onto the 53-man roster next year. Best case scenario is that he returns to the Cowboys in December of this year, in time for the playoff run, as Jerry called it. Next year, there's an out in his contract, just like Amari Cooper, just like Tank Lawrence last year. A cut would save either $9.6 million or $13.6 million if it's a post-June 1st cut or not. Tyron's contract overall has been awesome for the Cowboys. It has been a very team-friendly deal. Took way less than he could have gotten, and he's often restructured. It's been a pretty low cap overall. Awesome contract. But I think the end of the road, unfortunately, is here. So what do you think? Will Tyron Smith play again for the Dallas Cowboys? 1 for yes or 0 for no? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Alex Vasquez, a super chat. Cheers, my friend. Is this the Jimmy curse? Damn you, Jerry Jones. Well, the Jimmy curse might be real, but I'm looking at you, Rowdy. I think you are the real problem. The Cowboys haven't won a title since Rowdy was installed as the Cowboys mascot. I think he is a curse, a blight, and a plague to the Cowboys organization, and I am not above a sacrifice to get things back on track in Dallas. That was a little extreme, but hey, F you, Rowdy. Jeremiah Early, $10 super chat. I'll do the double fisting again for that one. Will they line up both Parsons and Williams over center? Run some stunts. They would be feasting, I think. What about you? D-Law on one end, Big Bo in the middle, maybe Gallimore on the other end. You'll see some creativity. You'll see Sam Williams as a 3 technique between by your guard and center area. You'll see Parsons standing up over the middle. You'll see Tank inside. They do have the package, and they've shown it before in the preseason and last year. They have the ability and creativity to be creative with how they deploy some of their pass rushers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. And I think stunts on third downs, get creative. Don't let them know exactly where you're coming from. Maybe some simulated pressures are great things. So Jeremiah, I think, yes, you will see a lot of creative blitzes out of this Cowboys team. From Gene, are you worried about Jalen Tolbert or the wide receivers room? Yeah, I still am. It's not the best grouping at this point. Tolbert, I'm not panicking about, but we can be objective and honest here too. That was not a strong showing in the preseason. Had a couple drops. This should have been TD. This play right here. Great throw from Rush. Tolbert wasn't in the right spot. Didn't get his feet in bounds. Didn't have the right depth on that route there. I think that was an issue overall. 6 catches, 44 yards on 16 targets. Not all his fault, of course. Isn't great from that standpoint. The Cowboys receiving remains thin. Entering cut down day and whatnot. CeeDee Lamb. Gallup is going to miss some time. He's going to be on the active roster, but I don't think we'll be playing week 1, and we'll see about week 2 and 3, etc. You're banking on Tolbert early. I hope it works out in the end. So grade the Cowboys wide receiver core for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off in the comments section how you feel about the Cowboys wide receiver core. From Kevin Cobb, if Jared to choose between the Super Bowl and jersey sales, I say the money, that's the problem. Well, I think the Super Bowl would actually get you more money, and that's the route they want to go. Here's the problem with the Cowboys' mindset. They are perfectly content being a playoff team every year. They would rather be a bunch of years in a row of in the playoffs or just outside the playoffs than committing extra resources for 1 or 2 years and then not, and then having a down year. They don't want to have bad seasons, and it could cost them better chances at actually winning titles. Jeremiah Early, another $5 super. Cheers, my friend. Speaking of creativity, play with Gallimore D, where he blew by the tackle, smashed the QB, was beautiful. Neville Gallimore looking like a beast. I've been impressed by Gallimore and Osa. I feel better about especially the interior of the Cowboys defense line than what I have in several years, to be honest. And one more here from Tyler Parrott. Bottoms up, hashtag girl dads. Thank you, Tyler. Much appreciated. Cheers to you, my friend. If we did not get to your question, hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. My DMs are open to answer any and all of your Cowboys questions.